Hey guys, so today I'm here with my Booktubeathon wrap-up. I was able to complete all 7 challenges this week, so I was really happy about that, because last year I did 6 of the 7, so this year I was hoping I could do all 7, and I did. I was so proud of myself. So let's get on with the wrap-up. The first book I read was Starling by Fiona. This is the 3rd book in the Secrets of the Eternal Rose series. I loved this conclusion to the series. It was so good. I think it was probably actually my least favorite of the 3 books, but this is like one of my favorite series now. If you don't know what the series is about, it's a historical fiction set in Renaissance Venice, and it's kind of like a mystery. I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. And this completed the challenge of read the last book you acquired. The next book I read was Looking for Alaska by John Green. This completed the challenge of read a book with blue on the cover. I'm sure you all know what this is about. It's very popular. I'm like the last person ever to read this. And I really enjoyed this. I liked it better than Paper Towns, but not as much as The Fault in Our Stars. I don't think anything's ever going to top The Fault in Our Stars, because it's like one of my favorite books of all time. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I was spoiled on the twist thing that happens in the middle, so that kind of did affect my reading it a little bit because I knew it was going to happen. But I did enjoy it, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, maybe more like 4.25. The next book I read was All the Truth That's in Me by Julie Berry. This completed the challenge of reading a book whose author's first letter of their last name is the same as the first letter of your last name, which is B. So I enjoyed this book a lot. I wasn't really sure what to expect. It's about a girl who disappears with her friend, and 2 years later she comes back. Her friend doesn't, but she cannot speak. She's had her tongue cut out. So yeah, really interesting premise. I was not expecting it to be like a historical book. I thought it was contemporary, so it kind of threw me for a loop. And it's written in second person too, which kind of was interesting. I've never read a book written in second person before. Overall, I really enjoyed this book, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close by Jonathan Safran Foer. This is to complete a challenge of reading someone else's favorite book. This is Max from Well Done Books' favorite book. And I didn't rate this one just because I appreciated the beautiful writing in it and the story, but at times I just found myself really confused by it. I don't know if it was because I read it too quickly or what, but I just really didn't know how to rate it. I think I want to reread it in the future, maybe when I'm more mature. I don't know. But overall, I enjoyed it for the most part, but like I said, I didn't rate it. The next book I read was Finding Cinderella by Colleen Hoover. This was to complete the challenge of reading a book without letting go of it. As you can see, it's really short, and actually some of this in the back is an excerpt from Maybe Someday, so it's even shorter than what it looks like here. And I read it in about an hour and a half. It was really good. Once again, Colleen Hoover, I have not been disappointed by her yet. This follows 2 characters from the Hopeless series and their story, and there was a little twist at the end that I did not see coming, and I was like, and you all, if you've read this, you know what I'm talking about. But I really enjoyed this. I gave it a 4.25 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was Hello, I Love You by Katie M. Stout. This book surprised me a lot. I've been hearing a lot of mixed things about it. It's about a girl who goes to Korea to escape her family because there's been some family issues that have happened. And there she meets Jason, who's a K-pop star. And I loved the fact that it was set in Korea. The main character was a little bit rude and obnoxious in the beginning, but you kind of find out later why, and she does improve a lot, and I really enjoyed this book a lot. It really surprised me, and I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. And the final book I read for Booktubeathon was Where She Went by Gayle Forman. This is the sequel to If I Stay, and it's set 3 years after If I Stay. And this book surprised me a lot because I liked If I Stay. It wasn't my favorite. I gave it, I think, a 4 out of 5 stars. But this one I loved. I don't know what it was about this one. For whatever reason, I just couldn't stop reading it, and I had to know what was going to happen. I really enjoyed this book a lot, and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. And I also did start Crown of Midnight. I got about 30 pages in, I think, during the readathon, but I didn't finish it, and hopefully I'll finish it at some point. So that's all the books I read for Booktubeathon. I didn't do any video challenges just because I'm away, as you can tell. I'm not in my usual location, and I was traveling for the first, 3 or 4 days, and I didn't have very good internet at all, so I couldn't do any challenges. And then a lot of the challenges I couldn't really do because I don't have all of my books with me because I'm not at home. That's why I didn't do any updates or anything. I will see you again next time. Goodbye!